plan isn't tomorrow to leave. But they get this feeling one day they wake up and they're like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I have to follow this burning desire to fulfill this, and I know it can work.
Yeah. So I almost didn't do it. I mean, the fear is real.
Yeah.
And the fear will trick you into thinking that it's not possible. And
it's a mind thing, right?
It's a mind thing. Yeah. I mean, there also needs to be, the reality of the situation is that we also do have bills. I mean, we have 2 kids. We have kids in school. We have things to pay. Like, this is just life. So you have to be able to take care of the life things that just allow you to survive.
Have a plan to take care of the life things.
So that's the idea, is that, you put a plan in place. So I had been working in the background very hard on building the juice business. And even now that I left, I didn't feel I was ready. But the burning desire just to do it was so great that I could no longer not listen. And it took a long time to get there. But that whole time that it took to get there was me working in the background. Right. And so I don't advise people to just jump off a cliff with no plan. Yeah. Because, I didn't do it that way, although I wanted to do it that way many times. Right. I made it to a point where I was working those nights and I was working in the background to get it up to a point where maybe I'm not at where I am at the bank. Yeah. But I got it up to a point where, you know what? I feel like from this point, I have potential to make it bigger. Right. I'm going to have more time to make it bigger. I'm going to work as hard as I can to make it bigger. And that is how I'm going to survive. Yeah. And the desire was great. So if the burning desire is there, there just needs to be a plan in the background to back that up. Yeah. And at least be working on something else so that, maybe not today, but in a couple of years or a year from now, you're able to make that leap and not just, drown. Yeah.
Like swan dive.
At least have like a little doggy paddle going on and because you don't also want to throw yourself to the wolves and be eaten alive. There needs to be a plan in place. But if the burning desire is there, I honestly believe in following it. And I'm really glad that I did.
This has been very inspiring. I want to say, anyway, I won't say that, but it's been a very inspiring conversation. Like for people who may have seen you, who may have seen the brand, it's so great to know, like to always know the story behind, you know what I mean?
Yeah. People don't even know I was a banker. Because I didn't know either. It's so incongruent with everything else that I do that, and there are, like I said, there are streams that run through. There's a thread that runs through everything. I'm very analytical. I'm very organized. But people don't know I was a banker.
No.
They are mind blown when I tell them I was a banker.
Like, ma'am, I only saw you with juice.
You're just doing yoga and juice, aren't you?
And you're super creative and always lovely. Like people normally that do numbers and
totally different than what I'm doing now. But in a way, it prepared me for that, and it was able to give me the sustainability and like the substance to be able to do what I'm doing now. And so I'm forever grateful for that.
Which is a great trait, because if something prepares you for the next step, then you kind of know
absolutely
this is what should happen. Awesome. This has been great.
Thank you
for having us.
No, thank you for having me. I'm very, very honored to be here.
All right, so this episode, should I say episode session, this is going to be live on our YouTube channel. We've hit 100 subscribers. I'm so proud of myself.
When did you start it?
We started this year we started in February. And we made the transition to YouTube shortly thereafter.
Very nice.
So yay, consistency pays with
always
anything.
Doing things. I know, consistency pays.
With anything.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
That is a key. That's a nugget for life.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's great to have you, Ellen. I'm happy that we talked and we chatted and you told your story.
Thank you.
Join us next time, guys, for Let's Chat with Tonya Lightborn. Take care.
Thank you.
Hey guys, you made it to the end of our video. If you'd like to reach out, email us at letschat@TonyaWilliamsLightborn.com. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe for more exciting sessions. Cheers!
watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the government hopes to have an exclusive contract for the purchase of the Grand Lucane Resort by the end of April. Also, fruit vendors say the pending relief payment gives them hope. And urban renewal up and running in the West. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for joining us. Topping the news, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Aviation and Investment says the government expects to have an exclusive contract for the purchase of the Grand Lucane Resort by the end of April. The DPM making the announcement in the nation's capital today. To the Deputy Prime Minister, government has 3 substantial offers that he believes are acceptable to government and the public. But he says the government wants to ensure that there is real interest in redeveloping the resort. Once the deal is complete, he anticipates the creation of 500 to 1,000 jobs during construction over an 18-month period. The DPM says government also hopes for a phased approach to keep the rooms at Lighthouse Point and keep staff employed. The Deputy Prime Minister also announcing that the Grand Bahama International Airport is first on government's public-private partnership agenda that designs, builds, finances, operates, and maintains airports across the country. Government is now seeking experienced and qualified private sector partners to propel Grand Bahama Airport's redevelopment in the hopes of revitalizing the island's economy. Interested persons can visit the Aviation Department's website at www.doabahamas.com and select the link PPP. Cooper maintains that the government wants to attract big investors to Grand Bahama and see the second city of Freeport return to its glory days. Plans to construct and redevelop the country's airports in collaboration with the private sector aligns with the government's goals to elevate tourism to the Family Islands. The joint venture also allows Bahamians to retain airport ownership as facilities will not be sold, but operations will be leased to successful private partners. Now more details will come during the national report. In other news, the announcement by the Minister of Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, of a $500 emergency financial relief grant for vendors on Grand Bahama, sparking positive reaction amongst vendors in the fruit and vegetable market downtown. They say they are relieved that they were included in the relief package because they continue to struggle due to lack of business.
It's going to be cash or check, you know? Well, anyway, I can hardly wait. Times are red, and it's difficult. I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. I will be very grateful, and I'll be right here waiting for it. I can use it.
It's really needed, you know, because you can see out here, there's nothing happening out here. I mean, they have tours coming, but the people is not spending. If you coming through and it's not patronizing the business, it don't make no sense. I appreciate the government for helping each and one of us out here. We need it.
The $500, I'll be able to purchase some things, put in the shop, and able to pay something on the rent. And I thank God for it.
It would mean a lot to me because right now the market is no tourists coming in, and you'll be out there from weeks after weeks. Sometimes you don't make even $50 for a month.
I'd be very happy. I wouldn't been out here today because the cruise ship is in, but nobody brought anybody out here to us in the market.
My business is like high maintenance. So it will have a little, not much, very little. But I do appreciate it because right now you don't get anything. And if you notice, the cruise ship is in today, and there's no one even walking through here. So that should tell you.
I'm grateful, okay? I'm really grateful about it, you know, that they would extend that assistance to us, knowing that it has been a while since, anything has been happening in the market as well as on the island. I think that it's very grateful of the government, and I'm sure the vendors, whether it be all of us or some of us who gets the assistance, I'm sure that we'll put it to good use.
Now the grant is expected to be distributed on or before Friday, April 8th. In other news, presidents of the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union fully endorsing the Ministry of Education's decision to reintroduce policing on school campuses. The increase in violence on school grounds is alarming, and she says they need all the help they can get. Rumiko Knowles reports.
Gang activity on school campuses has long been a concern for education officials. President of the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union, Sandra Major, says while there is a need for law enforcement on school grounds, if the issue is ever going to be combated, parents must also play their part.
They need to be 50% in all of this. They are the biggest portion, and without them, violence in school will continue.
Major has been involved in education for many years. Although she currently serves as a bargaining agent for teachers' rights, she's also passionate about the safety of children while attending school. Major believes officers should be present. However, she says there must be guidelines.
The police is the extra eyes that we would need in school to prevent if they see the gang violence happening, because they know what to do in that instance. But we don't want them, if each of us in our schools know our place. If I'm in a classroom, I don't expect the police to walk into my class and take over. I am still the teacher in charge. The principal is still the governing body of the school. The administration still governs the school.
The old saying, it takes a village to raise a child, is true, according to Major. She says for children to change, adults must do the same.
We can bring as many police as we want to in school, but until we become the change that we want to see, parents must be involved. You cannot tell me that a parent does not know where their child is at 6 o'clock in the evening when they should be home. Who's responsible for that for them? They're responsible for it. So when the community becomes involved, when we pay our part as teachers, when the government pays its part as government, and all of us together help to raise this one child, then we're going to see a difference in this community when it comes to violence.
Now, the level of violence at any particular school will determine whether or not a law enforcement officer will be placed on that campus.
At the moment, the ministry has decided which schools are more in need of police at this moment, and based on what is happening, then they will use that discretion to say, okay, at this particular time, we need a police in school. My hope is that it does not stay there forever. It's just the phase that we're going through this time that we need the extra help.
And at the moment, the Beckawu president says there is no need for officers to be placed at primary schools as gang activity is not an issue at this time. Officials are hoping and praying that it remains that way. Rumiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Rumiko. Urban Renewal making their presence known in the Seagrape community this past Saturday with a launch and registration drive for several community-based initiatives. Residents were able to take advantage by signing up for the programs, and it is an initiative Urban Renewal hopes will positively impact the lives of all participants. Residents in West Grand's Bahama gathering on Seagrape Community Park for the launch of 3 community initiatives spearheaded by Urban Renewal, revolutionizing the small home repair program, the sporting league, and the marching band. Senator Kirkland Russell encouraging youngsters to become a part of the Urban Band.
With the Urban Band, we are not only going to focus this term on the brass and the snare drums and the marching band. We are also going to focus on the pop band. So we're going to introduce the string instruments, the guitar, the bass, the keyboards, and the set drums. And so those things are going to be an integral part of our band music. We're not just going to focus on band like ASP said. We're going to focus on music theory, because we have to teach. Everything we do must be in with the mindset of educating and teaching our children.
As for the sporting league, he says 7 sporting disciplines will be offered.
All the centers will be outfitted with 2 coaches per discipline. Those disciplines will include swimming. Those disciplines will include golf, baseball, basketball, soccer, and track and field. And so what that mean? That means that we have to focus.
However, Senator Russell is calling on volunteers to assist in making the initiative possible.
We don't have one proper sports field in West Grand Bahama. Not one. We don't have one. You can't find a baseball field. You can't find a tennis court. You can't find a swimming pool. You can't find a range, just a driving range where they could practice golf, anything. And so what are we doing? What are we saying? We pointing the fingers at the young people, but we need to do what we need to do as adults, as a government, as corporate Bahamas, to ensure that we do what is necessary to facilitate these young people in what they need.
Now, while there, residents were also able to sign up for the Small Home Repair Program. You're watching the Northern Edition. Stay with us.
Come on down to Dolly Madison Home Center's Easter Week Lawn and Garden Department Sale. Going on from April 11th to 16th. Deals galore. Don't miss it. Come on down now.
And running in lane number 6, Shawnee Miller.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here.
So tight. Is she going to get there?
I believed in Tokyo, the belief that I could be, we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. Thank you for believing that we could do it again, bigger and better. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. We believe that every Bahamian deserves a network that works in good and bad times. We believed and we delivered. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Shawnee Miller Weebo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us. Never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
It's Third Dimension's Easter sale. Take 20% off their home improvement store. Tiles and doors not included, cash, debit, credit card purchases only. April 8th and 9th.
Welcome to Port in a Minute, an informative segment brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority, where we update you on the latest news taking place within the port group of companies and our community.
The catastrophic effects of Hurricane Dorian have showed us the impact that climate change has on our island and how important it is to protect our water supply. We can all practice simple things to avoid wasting water, like turning off the faucets while brushing your teeth, running your washer only when it's full, upgrading your toilets, or shampooing your hair while you're in the shower. Sadly, we found out that there are persons who are tampering with our wells and stealing water. This too is a very serious concern because it can possibly increase the salt levels in our water that we've worked so hard to get rid of to restore potability. Water conservation is very important. We cannot live without water, and so we must do our best to save it for ourselves and generations to come.
That was Port in a Minute, brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Be sure to tune in next time for more updates.
King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. It is a U.S.-based program geared toward helping teenagers transform their lives through flight training, relationship building, and volunteering. And now the faith-based program is being introduced right here in Freeport Grants, Bahama. It is a golden opportunity for teenagers to begin the process of earning their wings, learn godly principles, and make a difference in their lives as well as society. Director of Christ Flight Ministries, Damon Whitlow, explains.
Christ Flight Ministries is a partnership or collaborative ministry with Wings of Grace in Florida, and we offer a aviation program that disciples teenagers at the age of 13 and 14 years old into the church as they become mature believers in Jesus Christ. But we do it in an interesting fashion where we introduce them to aviation at the same time. So if the student makes it to the end of the program, which coincides with graduation from high school, they will actually have their pilot's license at no cost. And all of this is done through the church.
He says the program is currently taking place at Life Community Church, and young persons interested in becoming a part of the program will be able to sign up.
We've actually formed our team, and what's really exciting about that is that God has sent the right people to mentor these teenagers in the very early stages of this program. And that's really key to the success, because if we don't have the right mentors, then we don't have the right training for these teenagers. So we're praying for them, and we know that God's going to send the right kids.
Now, in terms of volunteers for the program, he says pilots aren't the only ones who can assist.
We look for people who have a strong faith and that they're willing to just spend some time and pour into some young people's lives and show them who Jesus Christ is and how to be model citizens and to improve the lives of just people in the Bahamas.
Whitlow says throughout the years, program participants have truly been impacted, and it is their hope that young Bahamians who complete the program will also receive positive outcomes.
It's really exciting when we think back over the past 12 years of this program. Right now, the program has over 100 students in 3 different states. Some of these students who have graduated the program have gone on to be missionaries. They've gone on to be leaders in their church. They've gone to be commercial airline pilots. They've gone on to the Air Force, become teachers, mechanics. It's unbelievable to see what God will do if he puts the right people in a child's life and he can disciple them and mentor them into being a strong adult.
Now, for more information, you can visit wingsofgraceministries.org, christflight.org, or contact Life Community Church. The 19th annual Building Youth is Better Than Mending Men conference planned for this Friday under the theme You Are Not Insignificant. Pastor Darren Rule, director of Falcons Boys Club, says the young men at Lewis Yard Primary School will receive special recognition during that ceremony.
This is an awesome opportunity for the young men of our country and the young men of the Lewis Yard Primary School. This year's theme for the conference will be You Are Not Insignificant. We all know where Lewis Yard is located and the demographics of the young men who are a part of that school, and we wanted to just take this opportunity with this year's conference to remind them of how special they are, how unique they are, and to continue to push what it is that Mrs. Hannah and her fine staff at the Lewis Yard Primary School have been doing over the many years.
Rotarian Stephen Gunn says that the motto of the annual conference is a great concept to help encourage and build young men in the community. Principal of Lewis Yard Primary, Juanita Hanna, expressing gratitude and appreciation to the Boys Club for the upcoming event.
If we took more time to work with our youth, we wouldn't have some of the men in our country doing some of the things that they're doing these days, which are not wholesome to each other or to our communities. We thank Pastor Roll for putting this together. He has done this in numerous places over the 19 years, from San Salvador to Andros to Abaco to Nassau, and every conference that I've been able to attend has always been of tremendous success and tremendous value for the young man.
Over the years, he's always been there for our schools and our young men. And so, Mr. Rowe, we say kudos to you and your organization for continuing this trend. And indeed, we are grateful and appreciative of the time that you're going to spend with our boys. You say mentoring them and working with them and helping them to be where all they can be in this community.
Now, the annual conference will be held on April 8th at Champs Center in Hawksbill at 9:30 a.m. He is a young entertainer who exemplifies courage, and he is urging young people to never give up. He has had his share of ups and downs and says he has found relief through music. Here is Azure Quant with the story of Famous Izzy.
Famous Izzy, a young man from the soil, internationally recognized for his music, speaking with our ZNS News team that this is only the beginning and the stars is his only limit. Recognized by rapper Gucci Mane, Famous Izzy says he used the pandemic to perfect his work, adding that he is just a regular guy breaking the barriers with rapping and singing through collaborating genres.
I try to jump on as much genres as possible, from Afrobeat to straight rap, some drill rap, UK drill and what's not. And I'm trying to dive into more heritage and cultural roots like Bohemian, Rake and Scrape. But it's just kind of difficult finding young artists with the love for Bohemian music like me.
Now he says his life was not an easy one, although he had both parents in the home, noting that he battled with depression after the death of his father, later dedicating his album Toxic Loverboy to him.
So I really dedicating this whole album to him, basically sharing the stories growing up as a kid with him to because it is a really tragic, but through the tragic, I still see the silver lining in the cloud. So I say, you know what? I don't know who might be going through the same thing that what I might have been going through by losing a parent. So hopefully the album can help them cope with how I coping with it.
Famous Izzy adds that the music industry in the Bahamas is not the best and more can be done to promote Bahamian artists, especially with international labels wanting a different feel in music.
A lot of international folks, they really do want the Bahamian talent because, one, our accent. And then I feel like the international artist game is everyone's starting to sound the same now. So imagine a Bahamian kid or any kid from the island or the Caribbean come talking about they rapping, and for international record label to grab that's basically you doing another Drake, because a lot of people were sleeping on Drake. But now look at Drake, probably one of the greatest rappers in our generation right now.
He pens a message to young artists, noting even if you paint or dance, you must not stop and that someone out there is watching and cheering you on. Now, for anyone interested in his music, you can visit any of the streaming platforms and search Famous Izzy. From ZNS Network News, I'm Azure Quant.
Thanks, Azure. Your Tuesday evening sports check is next with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. We have some scores from Little League Baseball at the Emera Baseball Park. Also, high school basketball is back on Grand Bahama, but we also have some updates with track and field as Team Bahamas heads into Jamaica. The Heat Athletic Track Club will be sending 3 of their athletes to the Crifton Track and Field Championships in less than 2 weeks. Quarter-milers Michael Stiles and Shamar Smith both has earned a spot along with distance runner Aaron Barr.
I was happy that I was able to compete to the best of my ability. I'm just grateful that I was able to make it on the team. That's a dream of mine, and better to come.
Going into this feeling good. I didn't perform at my best in the finals, but through all, I still came out on top, qualifying at the same time.
I was very happy. I was relieved. I know I could do it, so when I found out that I did it, I was beyond shocked.
Sprinter Kiana Henschel from Fast Track also made the team in the under-17 girls.
I felt good. The race didn't go as planned, but I was very excited to know that I made it to Crifton and had a spot on the team.
This year's Crifton Games will take place in Jamaica April 16th through the 18th. Here now how the athletes will be preparing before heading into Kingston.
I just plan to keep going on, hard work, that's what gave me here, so continue to do that and I continue to succeed.
Definitely working on my diet, focusing on speed, and accelerating.
I'm going to be preparing mentally and working on my form and working on my stats.
Switching gears now from the track to the court, the Grand Bahama Secondary School Athletic Association Under-13 Boys Big 3 basketball tournament kicked off yesterday at the Jack Hayward Gym. In a showdown between the Falcons of Tabernacle and Sister Mary Patricia Jr. Russell, it was the Falcons that came out on top 25-23, led by Randy Miller with 16 points.
Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the way they played. You know, they haven't played in a couple of years, you know. This is one of my favorite age groups of coaches. You know, it's more about development at this age, you know, it's more than winning and losing. We've had a lot of turnovers, didn't rebound the ball well, you know, but overall, I'm pretty pleased with their performance today.
The Panthers got a game-high 12 points from Sean John.
That's a nail biter. I hate to lose like that. Some things going there that I wouldn't even want to stay on camera, but my boys made a couple of mistakes down this road. Like I told them, for you to be great, you got to capitalize when it's time to do that. Unfortunately, we missed those opportunities. Hopefully, we clean that up and be ready for the next game.
Now in the under-17 boys game, Jack Hayward Wildcats got the W against Tabernacle 41-39. The Wildcats was led by sharpshooter Marvin Culmer, who had 13 points in the winning effort. Kevin Baston scored 15 points for the Falcons in a losing effort. And finally in sports, scores from week 4 of the Little League baseball games played at the Mira Baseball Park on Queens Highway. In coach pitch, the Buccaneers Gray got the win against Bucks Maroon 10-2. The Red Sox edged out the Bucks 11-8, while the Predators took care of business against the Lions 12-1. In minor league action, the Red Sox and Fortune 360 game finished in a tie, with each team scoring 5 runs before the game was called off. And finally in Major League action, Fortune 360 got the win over the Lions 8-3. The Lions then came back to take down the Predators 8-1 to close out the Even Now games is expected to resume on Wednesday. That's a quick check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
If your pockets are light, then the price is right at Off the Deep Edge Restaurant and Lounge, where it's Taco Tuesday. Enjoy drinks and beer specials from 5 until 8 p.m. at Off the Deep Edge Restaurant.
Come on down to Dolly Madison Home Center's Easter Week Lawn and Garden Department Sale. Going on from April 11th to 16th. Deals galore. Don't miss it. Come on down now.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Are you tired, overweight, having trouble sticking to your health and fitness goals? Well, look no further. The Fitness Connection has teamed up with ZNS to bring you Health Bites. This and every Thursday, tune in, and we'll make sure you get on track and stay on track with your health and fitness goals. Tune in.
Do you know Grand Bahama? We'd like to find out. Tune into the ZNS Northern Service Facebook page beginning next Wednesday, April 6th during the 6:30 newscast as we feature a new trivia series called Grand Bahama Facts. Every Wednesday and Friday, we will be bringing you trivia questions about Grand Bahama. Thank you to the Ministry for Grand Bahama, our official sponsor for Season 1 of Grand Bahama Facts.
Breaking news as it happens in the palm of your hands. Download the ZNS app and keep up with your favorite radio stations, breaking news articles, and live coverage wherever you are. The ZNS app, available in the Android and iOS store.
They try to push rich on me, they want to push rich on me. They don't care in front of company.
The King of the North is back. Howard 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Italia Roll, you are our Facebook friend today. We appreciate your support. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for joining us. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Immediate Response is heading to Houston, Texas, home to the Astros baseball team, the Rockets basketball team, the Space Center, Houston Zoo, and the world-famous Houston Museum District. Join me, the Bishop of Motivation, Spence Finlayson, as I interview high-profile, talented, and influential Bahamians. Call your account executives or the sales department now to place your ads for 2 historic Immediate Response broadcasts from Houston, Texas, live on the ZNS TV and radio network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to mash down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been queuing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
Colon cancer is the 3rd most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low fiber, high fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk of colon cancer by making specific lifestyle changes. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods contain fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which may play a role in cancer prevention. Drink alcohol in moderation or not at all. Do not smoke. Exercise with a goal of getting in at least 30 minutes each day. If you've been inactive, start slowly and gradually build up to 30 minutes. Also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise program. Maintain a healthy weight. If you're at a healthy weight, maintain it by combining a well-balanced diet with daily exercise. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor about healthy ways to achieve your goal. Colon cancer screening can also help to prevent colon cancer or lead to its early detection when treatment is most effective. If you're 45 years or older, speak to your doctor about having a colonoscopy or some form of colon